What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I'm Abe, and this is clearly EVE Online, and we are continuing on our path to the Caldari Epic Arc. As you can see, like we were talking about in the last video, my standing with the corporation that I've chosen to raise my standings with and to do run missions for is this Chief Executive Panel. My standing is 0.9, and I've run one mission with them, which gave me a 0.112 bump in standing. And this is my ship. It's a Drake. It's a battle cruiser. I know it's overkill, but I just skipped over the cruiser because I didn't feel like it was going to be a good use of funds. So I'm going to use this ship for level 2 and level 3. I'm blowing up. I should turn that off. So level 2 and level 3 missions, I'm going to use this ship, and I am currently training Tactical Shield Manipulation 4, which is why you don't see any hardeners here. I've got them. I bought them when I was at the store, and I can't use them yet, so I'm just running these level 2 missions without them. And hopefully it'll be okay. The first mission I ran, it was fine. And we'll see what this one is. Alright. Deadly Arrival. Now, I go over to eve-survival.org and I find what this mission is going to involve. So let's see. Deadly Arrival. And it looks like we are going up against Galente. So I'm not interested in doing that. So I'm going to decline and request a different mission. And alright, Stop the Thief. This is the same mission that I did previously. So I am very sure that this is doable for me. But alright, so I'll just hit accept now, just to make this easier for myself. Let's see, mobile tractor unit. That's what I'm looking for. That's pretty grim. They're available, but they're only available 7 jumps away. So I'm not going to buy myself one of those. We'll just go out and do it. I've got a salvage ship here, which is part of how I was making money. I was looting everything, and but regardless, Stop the Thief. They're going to throw a bunch of frigates at us, from the looks of things, and it's 1 jump away. So we will just square ourselves away. Now, generally speaking, you can look here, and it'll tell you what faction you're going up against. It doesn't say anything here, but if you look on Stop the Thief on this website, it tells you that you're going up against mercenaries, and you can either then consult what the website suggests you protect yourself against and what damage you do, or you can look at your biography and get sort of a quick glance. So they suggest you do thermal damage and that you're going to be taking most types of damage. Personally, like I said, I can't change my tank at all, so I'm just going to go in there bare, so to speak. But this thing also says, hey, recommended damage dealing thermal or kinetic, and damage dealt is mostly thermal. So it allows you to tailor your defense pretty specifically. So I'm just going to warp in. I know that I'm in a battle cruiser and I'm going up against frigates, so I'm not too concerned. That, and I've got a very healthy passive tank going on, which if we look, tells me that I'm regenerating almost 100 hit points per second to my shield, which is nice because this little website that I'm on, which you can see here, tells you that the warning is mercenaries exclusively use light infernal missiles, which do a base damage of 75 thermal damage each. They hit hard and fast. It's advisable to kill the elite mercs ASAP, if not blitzing. So there we are. I know that I can tank that, and everything is fine. So we're landing in here, and I will just set an orbit around the main and primary target. Now, what I could do is I could just kill that thief and then warp out and I would be done. That kind of prevents me from getting anything from the bounties or any of the loot or salvage. So we're not going to do that. What we are going to do is we're going to drop our drones and I should pick up some. These are Tech 1 drones. They're you know, the cheapest, weakest that are available. But they're also kinetic drones, so I really should have enough drones of each damage type to sort of be able to support myself regardless of what I'm going up against. So I'm targeting the elite fighters first, like suggested, and we're just transferring drones and missiles from one to the next. You can see I'm taking some damage here, but because I didn't choose assault missiles, I'm just going with the standard. Yeah, I'm going with standard heavy missiles. It's a slower firing mechanic, and so it just, I hit for harder but less often, and the net effect is less damage over time, but I'm okay with it. I just figured I'd focus on heavy missiles, in part because I'm trying to optimize my path here and minimize the amount of skill points I'm dumping into things that I don't think I'm going to use much of. So I didn't want to skill into heavy assault missiles if I didn't have to, and I know that heavy missiles are the requirement for cruise and torpedoes, which are what are used on battleships. So I didn't want to, I knew that I was going to have to pick up heavy missiles anyway, so I figured I might as well just use those anyway. Serendipitously, I found that most of the fits that I found online on like Eve University and other such were suggesting heavy missiles over heavy assault missiles anyway, so that worked out pretty well and in my favor. Yes, I know. Ella says hello. There we go. Now this is one of those missions where, you know, I'm supposed to kill this thief and then have an item from them or loot it or whatever, but as I found earlier today, it's not something that you loot from them. The moment you kill the thief, you are given the reports that you need, and you can then just head straight back and hand them in. So you could easily blitz this mission, which is the more, I don't know, the faster and better way to go about trying to raise your standing, is you just get in, complete the mission, get out, and you can get a lot more done in a shorter period of time. So I may do a couple missions in a video. Let's say the next video we'll try to blitz as many as we can and see how that works out for us. All right, so we'll just put our missiles on this one. Our drones are very effective. At lower levels, drones just tear things up. So all right, so we've got one more mercenary fighter left, and you can see they've all got loot. And we'll get our drones on this thief, who is in what looks like a Dramiel. Let's see. Thief, yeah, just has a bounty. Alright, well, I came through and I salvaged and I looted everything in this mission the last time I did it, and I ended up with about 1 million in loot. Now, that was only because of 2 items that I picked up. One was a warp drive that I ended up putting on my destroyer, my salvage destroyer anyway. But you'll notice now I have the blue check mark next to the reports. It's because I killed the thief. I automatically got the reports, and I've cleared this section. So I'm actually going to go and loot and salvage this. But that's sort of the long and short of it. I didn't take much damage in this. I'm using Scourge missiles, which do kinetic, in part because if you look at the ship, which I'm going to have to get at least 3 points of battlecruiser skill, you'll see that I get a 10% bonus to kinetic heavy and heavy assault missile damage for every level of battlecruiser that I use. So, you know, I'm just going to be doing upwards of 30 to 50% more damage with kinetic missiles than I am with anything else. And so it just, if I'm going up against Guristas, it's fantastic. And other things, if, you know, it's a little bit advantageous to use kinetic in any way, then it really behooves me to just use those missiles. So that's what I'm going to do, and we'll see here. I'm not going to hand it in because I want to come back and do this, but I fully expect it to give me a similar 0.112 increase to this corporation, which is pretty good, all things considered. So let's see. We will dock up. And so I'm going to wrap up the mission here so you don't have to watch me warp around and loot and salvage and do all of those things. But thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. Like I said, next time we're going to get into trying to blitz some of these missions and get through to level 3 as quickly as possible, because we're going to be making more money and just enjoying ourselves a little bit more, because it's going to take a lot more thought than just showing up in a big ship and blapping smaller ships. There's a joy in that, but it's sort of a less involved, less, I don't know. Anyway, that's what we're going to do. So thanks for watching. Hit me up in the comments if you have questions or if you have a similar story or progress that you'd like to report on. I'd love to hear it, and I will see you in the next video.